Hi friends, I hope everyone is fine. And first, I thank everyone who have given me the support and the encouragement for the first part of photosynthesis what I uploaded yesterday. And thank you, my dear friends, for your valuable comments and your support. Today, we are going to see the second, that is the remaining part of photosynthesis. And before entering into the later part, that is the second part, so let us first brush up with the first what we done yesterday. So yesterday we saw about photosynthesis, that is photo, which means light, synthesis, to build or to prepare, and we saw the definition, that is process by which autotrophic organisms like algae, green plants, and chlorophyll containing bacteria utilizes the energy from sunlight to synthesize their own food. And we saw what are autotrophic organisms. Then we saw what are the process that takes place in photosynthesis and the end products. Later we saw the center for photosynthesis, that is where does the photosynthesis takes place. As we know, it takes place only in the green part of the plant. Then we saw about the pigments involved, and we saw it has the two parts of the pigments. One is primary pigment and the other one is accessory pigments, that is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, and carotenoids. Later we saw what is the process, that is the where is the exact photosynthesis takes place was in chloroplast, and the based on the light needed for the photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis is divided into light dependent photosynthesis and light independent photosynthesis. So we are going to see the difference between light dependent photosynthesis and light independent photosynthesis. So first, dealing with light dependent photosynthesis, this was first discovered by Robin Hill in the year 1939, and the light independent photosynthesis was discovered by Kelvin. Also, this reaction is called in the name of the discoverer as Hill or light reaction, and the Kelvin cycle or dark reaction takes place where, that is as we discussed yesterday, this takes place, that is the light dependent photosynthesis takes place in the presence of light energy, whereas the light independent photosynthesis takes place in the absence of light energy. Then, and we are going to see where does this light energy, that is the light reaction, takes place. As the name goes, it takes place only in the thylakoid membranes, that is in the chloroplast there is a membrane called thylakoid. Okay, we will discuss about the parts of chloroplast in the next session when we talk about chloroplast, right? And this takes place, that is the dark reaction or the Kelvin cycle occurs in the stroma part of the chloroplast. Now what happens during this light reaction is that during this reaction, photosynthesis pigment absorbs the light energy and converts it into the chemical energy. So very simple, that is the light energy is getting converted into the chemical energy. Now what happens is the photosynthetic pigments, that is as we discussed earlier, chlorophyll A, in the presence of that is traps the light energy, and in the presence of water gets converted into chemical energy and carbon dioxide. That chemical energy is what we call it as ATP and NADPH, and the detail about this we will learn in the next class. Now regarding the dark reaction or the Kelvin cycle, during this reaction carbon dioxide is reduced, that is the carbon dioxide from the light dependent photosynthesis get used up in the next cycle, that is the Kelvin cycle, and this carbon dioxide is reduced into carbohydrates with the help of that is the energy generated from ATP and NADPH. Now, sorry, I have written NADPH2. Okay, so what happens further in this Kelvin cycle is that the carbon dioxide which is released in the light dependent reaction enters into the stroma, and here this carbon dioxide is getting reduced with the help of the energy that was released in light dependent reaction into carbohydrates, that is what we call it as the starch or glucose. Now, what are all the factors? So there will be some certain factors which affects the process of photosynthesis. So that is classified into internal factors and the external factors. So dealing with the internal factors is nothing but the pigments. The level of pigments may be less or more. Then the leaf age of the leaf in which the that is the photosynthesis is taking place. Then the hormones, certain hormones that are present within the plant. And the last is the accumulation of carbohydrates. That is the food which was prepared in the previous photosynthesis may get accumulated in the leaves, and that may affect the preparation of food further. The next, coming to external factors, is that absolutely the light. The light is a major factor which is very, very important for the preparation of food. So this acts as the major external factor in affecting the photosynthesis. Next is carbon dioxide, the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Then the temperature, then water and mineral elements. With this, the answer for photosynthesis ends, and this is the diagrammatic, that is schematic representation of photosynthesis. So by this sketch you can understand that the energy from sunlight and carbon dioxide from air getting trapped by the chloro, that is the pigments present in the leaf, and that is getting converted into oxygen and starch, and the water required for the reaction is coming from the root, that is the root absorbs water and it is getting into the leaves, and along with carbon dioxide, water and oxygen, that is it is getting converted into, that is light energy is getting converted into chemical energy, that is carbon dioxide plus, that is oxygen plus starch. The released starch is utilized by the plant for their as food, and the oxygen that is getting released into the atmosphere. So this is the diagrammatic representation of photosynthesis. So with this, the answer getting completed. And so what are all the topics to be covered when photosynthesis, when an answer is asked for photosynthesis, is that first you have to write what is meant by photosynthesis. Then the second is the definition. Third is process, and the fourth point should be covered is the center of photosynthesis. The fifth one will be the pigments involved, and the sixth one will be the center, that is the chloroplast, which is the photosystems which is involved is the chloroplast. Then you have to explain about the light dependent photosynthesis and light independent photosynthesis. You can write the answer in the form of difference between, so that it will be catchy for the person who is correcting the answer. So this form of writing in the form of differentiation will attract you more marks. Then after finishing that, you have to write the final thing is the factors that is affecting photosynthesis. After finishing the factors affecting photosynthesis, you can give the schematic, that is diagrammatic representation of the whole entire answer, and the diagram will fetch you marks if it is explained. If everything is explained within the diagram, it will help you in fetching more marks. So friends, thank you so much for your support and your encouraging words. I really wish to thank all the supporters and my friends and my family for giving me this mental support also, and I would like you to subscribe and click on the bell icon for the further notification of my posts. Thank you so much. Have a good day and have a great day. Bye.